Here's another story of the adventures of Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS. I know that you are as excited to hear it as I am to tell it. Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Every morning he is in the mood to eat his turkey gravy cheese cat food. His mom lets him go out after his meal, while Papa watches him yawl. That's what's real. Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Mr. Bob went out one day. He decided Papa was in his way. "Bob, it's time to go in," Papa said. Bob heard blah 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 in his head. You see, his mind was set on staying out, no matter how much his Papa did shout. Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. "Okay, Bob, you're on your own," Papa told Bob, and he left him alone. Papa disappeared behind the patio doors. In a few minutes, Bob could hear him snore. Bob watched the squirrels and heard the birds. He forgot about Papa's words. Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Bob smelled a squirrel and turned around, and the squirrel was on the ground. The squirrel threw acorns at Bob's head, ran up an oak tree, looked down and said, "Look at me, I'm up a tree. Stupid cat, you can't follow me." Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Bob's former owner had him declawed, so he could still run across the yard, but as much as he wanted he still couldn't climb a tree. Another squirrel came along and joined the first squirrel in his song. Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. A bird up in the same oak tree cried out to his wife, "Do you see what I see? I just can't take this mess. This darn cat is too close to our nest." So they began an attack. Strategy number 1, attack the cat. Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Poor Bob's tail began to shake. Well, that was too much for Bob to take. He ran very fast to the patio door. He yowled and scratched and yowled some more. Papa heard this sad lament. He said, "Hey Bob, won't you come in?" Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Papa said, "Bob, from now on I bet you'll come when I call and get your little butt back inside, or the jaybirds will have your hide." Mr. BoB Bu7tOnS is an indoor cat, trying to go outside and stuff like that. Thank you very much.